So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for the living world of darkness, shopping across New York, wherein we begin with 10 Point. 10 Point does not currently have 10 points, as that is not especially wise when one seeks to go off sept, which is what she plans to do. And what she is doing in the meantime, preparing for her exit beyond the boundaries. She is approaching one particular RV. She shall stride up to the little side door, little ones on the side of the RV, lead right into the back. And she will slip on up and idly give her knuckles a rap against the door, glancing up to the windows, waiting for that little peak of bright orange hair and sharp little eyes.
Perception alertness.
Right off the bat.
There's no peak. No, you don't. There's no peak. No peak at all. But as you get closer, you go to knock on the door, you look towards the window. You don't see anything. But you hear. There's the sound of music coming from inside. And a voice singing along.
Boah.
It's some crazy shitty pop song.
Still, no. 10 Point doesn't judge. She does, however, knock, and does so perhaps a little louder than she might have otherwise, so that she might be heard over the music.
And as always, there's a scrambling inside. The music is cut off sharply. You hear fumbling. Eventually, the door opens, and there's Helena stood there. Hello?
Just stood there?
She stands there, looks down.
There is a dear mom. Dear mom is definitely not dressed like a dear mom generally dresses, nor is she wearing antlers, as a dear mom generally does. And she says simply, albeit with an air of puzzlement on the matter, Raya has told me that I need to go shopping and buy underwear and things. So, he and Jason seem to think it was a good idea to go with you. Gonna go shopping?
Hold on. Slams the door.
Blink.
More fumbling. 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 As Tom finds another picture.
Oh no. It begins.
It begins, alright. She opens the door wide. Alright. Let's go.
There's a blink or two. I'm also supposed to get jewelry. Firm nod.
Oh.
And while we're out there, you can call me Iris.
Thinks for a minute. Right.
Like the flower.
Yeah, no, sure.
Hopefully it will help her remember. Maybe. Maybe.
You see her, she kind of looks off to the left, like, yeah, that's a thing.
Well, we can't very well go by 10 Point, can I? Come on.
Well, I don't know. It could just be a nickname.
Seems like a strange... Do humans have nicknames like that? And she'll go ahead and start sauntering towards, in the direction they went shopping last time, albeit probably somewhere far closer to Sept. Though she strikes off with confidence in a direction. She does not necessarily know where the fuck she is going.
Is that an ask for Helena to lead?
I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea. To be
all
fair.
Right, that means I got a memory roll.
Oh,
Okay, she knows where she's going. That's fine. So in her haste, 10 Point apparently struts off.
She turns and is like, yes, this is totally the way. Starts walking, glancing back to see if Helena's coming with.
She's coming with. As she glances back, she kind of walks. She's not dressed as, well, no heels. Like 10 Point. But still, she bolts after her. Eventually, after 10 Point is strutting, it's kind of like, well, this is taking too long. Just grabs her by the arm and just starts dragging 10 Point through the.
There's an initial wobble and then a hurried step to keep up with Baby Fox enthusiasm. It's too much.
You unleash the beast. And
She
so with
has
that,
unleashed the beast.
excitedly bouncing around and just dragging 10 Point by the arm, the two run off Sept to a nearby. Well, actually, is there any nearby places to shop?
I'm fairly sure there are places within even a block of Central Park. Just right in Manhattan. There are places to shop.
I wouldn't know this, but let us imagine, because fuck you all.
Whether or not there are, we're going to the place where the shops are because Helena
Yes.
remembered a thing. We're at the place.
She remembers a thing where shops are and where there's a large congregation of shops. Because the only reference I have is the one I have of everything is where there's a big shopping place with lots of different shops in it. So we're going there. Fuck you. Anyway, as they get a few odd looks, as one quite small woman of 5'2", excitedly bouncing around, dragging another woman who is probably having a tough time keeping up with such force in heels.
For what it's worth, she does surprisingly well in heels, but she is still much taller, and oh boy, is she being yanked along. She had not expected to walk this fast. This is a thing that's happening today.
And eventually it goes from a pulling to a pushing as Helena pushes 10 Point into the shop and just woof, as the automatic doors open. And you are greeted with a variety of different shops. Alright, so where are we starting? Here. Great. He just grabs her arm and starts pulling her off.
10 Point is yoinked off that way. Probably to the side, just enough to get a mild stumble before she manages to reorient direction and keep up.
Helena pulled 10 Point into a clothes shop. Not like any particular super named brand, just because she can't afford that shit. I don't know what kind of fucking. This is probably fucking Americans. I don't know any of that shit. So you got to fill in the blanks here, Katie, because I ain't got a fucking clue.
If you want to go into a big anchor store, there's things like Macy's and Dillard's and whatnot, or you can just go into whatever. They are big old anchor stores, are basically when you go into a mall, they're the super big stores.
You know what? Is there a Next? Does that exist over there?
No.
Damn it.
That's okay. It can exist now because we say so, or something similar.
They go into a clothing store of variety similar to the one of Next. It is a large clothing store that sells various men's and women's clothes. And you're dragged in there. And almost at the gates, you're left 10 Point. As Helena, you see her darting off. You can't really see her over the top of the rails and the circular rails that have all the
all the racks
and all the racks and stuff. She just flies darting off between loads of different things. What do you do?
Oh god, Point is left abandoned in a large store with many, many clothes. And there is definitely a long moment of pausing there, like a couple steps in, out of the way of foot traffic. Not that she necessarily has to worry much about it. But there's definitely a long moment of, oh my god, what do I do with my hands? Because there's so much clothing. But there are helpful little labels up on the walls that say men's and women's, and she's pretty sure women's is where she should be. So she kind of starts off down the aisle that way, glancing around now and again to see if she can spot a shock of bright orange hair, but just kind of walking along beyond racks and racks and racks of shirts, of pants, of jeans, of slacks, of dresses, just everything known to man.
The best way to imagine it is when 10 Point looks back for those few moments. I'm assuming we all know Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yes.
The iconic Scooby-Doo chase scene where they go in one door and come out another. She goes in one rack, one aisle, comes out another, goes into another.
Oh, God. Might as well be.
But you see her every so often.
We'll meander around, kind of poking at the clothes on the racks, poking at the hangers, maybe flicking through a couple, kind of glancing at the contents. And, let's be fair, 10 Point doesn't really clothes shop. And most of what she has is kind of boho style, so she probably ends up somewhere over by a rack of those, like, long wench style, like, shirts that are just kind of loose and airy and, you know, single colored and maybe have a little bit of embroidery around the top, but meh. Just kind of poking through and looking at the sizes and tilting her head. And periodically picking her head up and glancing around, hopefully for that shock of orange hair, because what is she even doing?
Eventually, Helena comes bounding up to 10 Point. Her hands filled with hangers upon hangers. And she just outstretches her left hand.
And 10 Point will, kind of on autopilot, will collect the small mountain of clothing that has been collected across that arm.
Good, there's about 10 hangers.
Oh boy.
So, they're for you.
Okay. She kind of looks down, pokes through, curious, but
Collars.
oh god.
So many collars.
Oh lord.
And, yeah, these are for me. Now it's the best part.
Best part?
Gotta try it on.
Yes. Firm sage nod, like, yes, I understand the trying on.
Do you, though?
She doesn't seem to understand the excitement involved, but she's kind of got the idea and has started glancing around for the little fitting room sign. What?
Helena confidently marches off towards it.
10
Yes.
Point is left following in her wake.
Yes. And as she enters the fitting room, Helena disappears in one of the cubicles, leaving 10 Point alone once again.
This part at least she can manage. And she finds another one of the little stalls and steps inside and kind of puts all of these hangers up on one of the little arms there, the helpful little things to collect them, and flicks off her shirt, flicks off whatever, starts trying things on. And perhaps perplexed because, wow, these are some colors. But it will not stop her from pulling a thing on and then kind of poking her head out of the door to see if Helena has emerged. Because there are mirrors in each individual little stall, but there are also usually several beyond them. Someone can strut out and look at themselves in all the mirrors.
Of course. And that is exactly what happens. It takes a little bit of time to delay as the 10 Point head comes out. As she pokes out for the second time, it's more the sound you hear first, the clacking of heels first. As you poke out and you see Helena's found a dress.
Oh, goodness.
It's a nice dress.
It is a nice dress.
She's there. She's there twirling. Very much like in the picture, holding up the sides, just twirling around. Totally enjoying this way too much.
Admittedly, 10 Point, when she finally pokes her head out and catches her click-clacking along, is left blinking a few times because, let's face it, compared to her normal mode of dress and the many things she has picked up for 10 point. This is a step sideways, as it were, from what she would expect. So there she will emerge wearing some like heinous combination of a brilliantly bright shirt and like some olive colored pants that have been pulled out and are definitely different from jeans and the leggings that she's always wearing. And yeah, she slips out and approaches, both bemused but definitely pleased.
Sorry, what was that last bit? I missed it.
Oh, just the expression all in all is kind of bemused, but certainly pleased. Almost, I mean, really kind of impressed because they have those things on the hangers. But yeah, there's a head tilt. She'll emerge. She'll actually come around to where Helena can see her, where she's twirling in the mirrors, grinning. I don't think I've ever seen you in a dress.
What? I like dresses.
It's a very pretty dress.
Joe, she just brightly smiles and continues twirling in it.
It's just very different. Not bad, but different.
What? I gotta have nice clothes.
Of course.
Walk around looking like a guy all the time. Jeez.
Besides, you need a dress to wear when we go out dancing.
Exactly. That's why I got this one.
I like it.
She just like the brightest smile.
There's definitely a more at ease, kind of broad grin. It's a very good choice. No, I like it. She shifts a bit because, like, let's face it, 10 Point wears many things, but the classic, like, jeans and t-shirt tile setup are not her usual, so she looks kind of comically out of sorts in just normal day-to-day clothes. Let's see if I can find comical things.
You have no idea what I found.
I know I can't compete.
Oh God! But yeah, she looks at she kind of, as she's finally finished twirling, she'll grab 10 Point and just kind of shove her in front of the mirror. What do you think?
I don't know. She kind of turns around, looks from a couple different angles, like casts a glance over her shoulder because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And finally comes to a stand, regarding her reflection as though it is quite the puzzle to her, and then kind of turns a glance over. It's very normal.
Well, that's the idea, though, right?
I suppose it is. She like tugs down the hem of the shirt. Obviously not accustomed to like more tightly fitted like women's style tees. It's weird. Not bad. Just different. I've never thought I looked very human. The last bit is obviously spoken very quietly.
Well, there you go.
There's kind of a sheepish grin. She is not prancing it up as hard as Helena does. But there's no denying that there is something very cloying about putting on new clothes and getting in front of, like, 3 staggered mirrors.
Well, now we've got the good stuff out the way. Now it's time for the fun stuff.
The fun stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Show me.
As
There's a broad grin.
Helena goes tottering back into the changing rooms. It takes a minute. You can hear the changing of clothes. And she...
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't even. She doesn't just walk out. She flies out.
There's a
Wearing
bit of a
that.
startled sort of a laugh because that is very pink and somehow very sparkly, and it is a bit of a shock. Certainly not at her expense, just kind of a delighted, very stifled giggle from 10 Point.
Well,
It's very strange.
it's hideous, isn't it?
It really, I think it is. Why would you? She actually will come over and like pick up the hem just the tiniest bit because what even is this? Is this the fur feathers? What?
I think it's pink feathers.
Oh, big guy. What
What?
would possess a person to make this?
I don't know. Look at it. It's so awful. It's great.
It's very black and very pink.
Well, yeah.
Sage nod.
Gotta mix it up. Can't have clothes that match all the time. It's no fun.
Is it no fun?
No.
Oh. I don't seem to know much about fun then.
So we don't like this one.
It's definitely something.
Good, I'm getting it. She just turns very confidently and walks back in.
Whirls around. The point is left with a hand over her mouth. She will briefly go back into the fitting room, trying on a handful of things. Though as soon as she hears the other door open, she will not hesitate to poke her head out, dressed or not, because this is too good to miss.
You agreed with that. As she flies out again. Boom. The curtain, merely a wisp of wind. There's the sheer amount of primary colours. Almost as neon orange as her hair.
Almost.
Almost. She gives it a 12. Not overly like, yeah. You just hear her, she's trudging back in. Too boring. Is muttered under her breath.
10 Point doesn't know how to feel about that being boring. She really doesn't. She is left bemused. And, pokes her head back into her own stall to kind of try to understand how that could be boring. How did this happen? Oh, God. I wish there were more photos of this chick. There's some pretty ridiculous stuff, but not much that classifies as normal.
Nothing on Helena's level, because I've weighed on you.
I mean... Whew.
Go on, Katie.
Oh, boy. Me next, huh? Let me eyeball. I can't even really see what's going on with this, but let's pull it up and see what happens. I'm scared.
Oh God.
What even? Oh, nope, this is happening. Fuck it. I don't know what kind of business suit this was in another life, but it's definitely a thing. And 10 Point emerges. And she emerges and slides over to the mirrors barefoot, turning herself around, and finally just left staring somewhat judgmentally at herself in these clothes, trying to puzzle out. Has she ever seen anyone wear something like this? What is it? What is its purpose? This is a mystery for the ages.
And then, flying out, the dungarees.
Oh God!
With that exact expression, coming out backwards first, bouncing out.
With the legs rolled up and everything.
Yes, of course. Legs rolled up, socks pulled up,
Oh no!
matching hat. What? Don't you like it? I like dungarees. They're cool.
I don't know if I like dungarees, but you seem to enjoy them.
Why would you not like dungarees?
I didn't even know what dungarees were.
These. So she just kind of like
Until, of course,
gets the two straps and just kind of pulls them forward with her thumbs.
Or 10 point. She looks fairly amused, but I get the feeling that that sort of thing would not look the same on me as it does on you.
Why? I mean, you're the one thing dressed like you from the Victorian times.
You don't want to pick the hangers. This is the only defense she has.
You know, just the devilish grin appears on her face. Like, yes, I did. You actually tried it on.
She proceeds with a faint pink tinge to her cheeks because it's funny. It's not terrible embarrassing. It's just kind of funny embarrassing. Proceeds to be like, I'm just gonna go take this off. I'm just gonna, and retreats into her stall. Oh God. Oh, and let's see. So much of this is inappropriate. Or at least half inappropriate.
You wait for the next one. My last one, just because there's only so much I can do with this, alright?
I mean, well, we'll go with oh Lord. Nope, this has happened. No, I've used that one before. Let's do this one.
As long as there's no slips.
Of course not. No.
Oh, that is beautiful. She would totally pick that up for 10 point. Oh, that. Look at that. That's fucking plaid dress.
This monstrosity.
That is exactly something she would pick out.
So yeah, she after a pause, because it takes some fighting for her to get out of something as kind of Taylor close as the maybe sort of eccentric business suit. She'll finally emerge and do so with the top of it still relatively loose. Emerging to the tune of, how do you reach the zippers?
Are you ready, Katie?
I am not ready, but do it.
As she walks out. She doesn't already notice. Helena's already out, and she whirls round in a totally over-dramatic style. Like, 10 point! Don't look at me!
10 point isn't sure whether or not she should actually not look. She's taken somewhat aback. Is that clothes?
It's see-through.
It is.
It is. I don't see the point in this, but I found it and I had to try it.
I'm not sure why we wear clothes no one is supposed to see, but I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to see those.
But look. Have a nice day.
I
kind of points at the smiley face where it says, have a nice day.
I suppose it's a pleasant thought. I imagine that most people looking at you would have a very nice day. They seem to be very interested in underwear.
Oh, yeah.
She has completely forgotten her conundrum with the zipper. The zipper that is placed in such a way that no one could ever actually zip their own zipper. No, she is taken aback. by this opaque dress. I don't. Oh, yes, underwear. I'm supposed to have a bra. Sage nod. And how do you? And she like starts stretching behind, like trying to twist an arm up behind her. Like, how are you supposed? How are you supposed to put these on?
What?
There's a zipper. It's there. I had to take the zipper down to put the dress on, but now I can't reach the zipper.
Oh, you're supposed to get somebody else to do it.
What happens if you don't have someone else to do the zipper? Do you just not wear the dress?
You just struggle.
Blank. Doesn't make very much sense.
It's not supposed to. Like this. So she just kind of gestures to whatever the fuck she's wearing.
This jogs put completely off her line of thought again as she starts snickering. I isn't that on bags?
What?
The have a nice day.
Probably.
I don't understand.
It's pretty trashy, to be honest.
She blinks. There is a pause. Comically long pause. As 10 Point somehow appreciates that she's pretty sure that was a pun. So there's definitely the little, like, the picture of, like, the dude with the finger raised, like, and then he just kind of deflates and gives up. That happens in real time. She's just like, just gives up. Oh.
What?
That was a joke.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, 10 Point. Give you a plain dress and suddenly you don't even get jokes anymore.
I have been very confused. There are zippers and clear dresses and one that had pink feathers.
I'm still getting the one with pink feathers.
I will not stop you.
No, you won't. And she just walks back in.
So matter-of-factly. 10 Point does still slink out as she walks back in and takes a good hard look in the mirrors at this horrifying plaid dress. And for whatever reason, decides that she quite likes it. It is one of the most horrifying colors in the world. But you know what? She fucking likes it. So soon after, she will disappear into a stall as well. And there will be quite a bit of shuffling as she goes about the redressing process, eventually finding her original clothes, which I probably should have left in one of the... Oh no, what did I do? Should have left in the picture thing as opposed to replacing with other stuff. Aha! Found it. Ugh, legs.
And like every person that works in a clothing shop's nightmare, after taking many, many hangers in, returning only to take 2 out, dumping a lot of them on that little bit before, as you enter the changing rooms. All of them.
The return rack.
The return rack. Just filling it. As she very confidently, matter of fact, almost marches out, carrying 2 dresses and a pair of shoes. It's like, yes, these are mine now.
She will perhaps note that 10 Point takes not only this outrageous dress, but a couple of the bright, borderline neon t-shirts that were pulled out for her. She probably doesn't get the logos on them, but that doesn't matter, does it?
No, because it's bright orange.
Oh, no.
Bright fucking neon orange. Yes.
Oh my god. I know what she has.
Oh. But anyway, while you do that, Helena will march towards the tills, or American equivalent.
Yep.
Fucking Americans. She'll go there and she will pay using her card, or American equivalent.
Yes.
And then she will have the items bagged, or American equivalent,
God damn.
and begin walking out the door, or American equivalent.
Oh, God.
Of course, she will wait for 10 Point to finish fumbling around with however form of pay she's doing.
She pays in cash for what it's worth. And this is definitely, it's just going to be on a bright orange shirt as opposed to a gray one. That's
Fantastic.
right. Getting all up on your kung fu.
Wow, that's it. That's war. That's a challenge if I've ever fucking seen one.
Oh, this is happening. Yep. She has a shirt, she has this dress, and it won't be until they exit that she kind of blinks a few times and looks back and looks at Helena and looks back. Where do you buy bras?
Not here, God.
Oh. Straightens herself up like, I totally knew that.
And at last, 10 Point is grabbed and dragged once again across the places where the shops are. What are you doing now? No. She goes through eventually into, like, I don't know, Victoria's Secret. Do you have one of those? Does that exist?
Yes, that is a thing.
Yeah, let's go in there because that'll confuse
God.
the fuck out of 10 Point.
10 Point sees so many
It's
advertisements.
Pink and black. Lots of models everywhere, lots of big TVs and loud music. Not only does it terrify Tom, Helena loves it.
Oh, God.
Now, I would go into detail about this part. However, being of the, well, not the female variety, I have no fucking clue how this works. So,
Thankfully, there will be women there who do, and who will
Yes.
help size poor 10 Point, who has never worn a bra in her life. And to
Exactly.
be fair, with being one of the confirmed members of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, probably doesn't really need to.
Oh,
Nonetheless, go through the process of being sized and then having like 10 bras stuffed at her and casting poor Helena this one last pleading look for rescue as she is issued into a fitting room. So many bras. And in her size, so many colors and patterns and ridiculous lacy things, and they are absurd. And they come in matching sets, look!
of course. And as 10 Point leaves, maybe due to the only thing she will notice is Helena receiving a bag at the counter after returning her card to her purse. Collecting it, she bought something.
Dun dun dun. Did she?
She did. But alas, that mini adventure ends quickly because, well, I ain't got a fucking clue, so.
Fair enough. Her point is hustled in and out, and oh god, these women know how to sell. So somehow 10 Point goes from owning no bras to owning like 5 bras, and isn't sure how this all happened, but soon enough she is at the front of the store with like the fancy little, I think it's like a purple bag or whatever.
Like pink and black or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Some ridiculous brightly colored bag that's basically just pronounces to the world, I just bought underwear.
Basically.
And is left looking bemused, short only the frayed hair to indicate the unsettlingly rapid process that she was just put through. She will blink over at Helena.
What?
How do you do that?
Well, first time's always the worst.
Is it? Does it get better?
It does, because you should know your size.
She blinks down into the bag. There were letters in the sizes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I'll explain it later. It's fine.
There's a nod.
What else do we need?
10 Point takes one glance around. And as always, when there are a bunch of shops together, they're inevitably like carts and stalls out in the middle of the aisles, out in the middle of the halls. And 10 Point takes one glance around, and as Helena is musing over what else they need, says simply, ice cream, and starts puttering towards one of these.
Yes.
There's always time for ice cream. Especially now, though. It is time for ice cream.
Helena skips along.
And there will be a comical ordering process, if only because, for one, 10 Point rarely gets a chance to go out and order things for herself, and for two, Aiden isn't here to frown at her. There's a disgraceful amount of ice cream purchased.
There is.
On both their parts.
Oh, yes.
Yes, 10 Point has also learned that you can pay for other people, and she will insist on doing so, because she's a big girl and can do the thing. She seems comically pleased with herself for managing to pay for both their orders.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's just fantastic.
There are many, many firsts out there for 10 Point. This is one of them. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I have gone on to another t-shirt site.
God damn it. Stop it. We're in scene. Wait till after.
But...
After. What are you looking at now?
But it's party.
Damn it.
I have a problem.
Stop.
Ugh.
All right.
So the two of them can continue, now armed with far more ice cream than they should be trying to carry with one hand.
Ice
and
cream
then bags on the other arm.
Yes.
At which point 10 Point now lets Helena begin to reorient and begin her targeting process on the next of the stores that they might assault.
Oh, as the hours pass, because it is hours, they assault many stores. Many more bags are collected. Many different things. And just because I can't describe shopping so much because Tom fucking hates shopping.
Aww.
Should we not? Unless you want to take her for a spin, you go for it.
Oh no, I'm sure there is all manner of things. There is diving into stores that they may have zero intention of buying anything from
God.
because Helena is Helena.
Yes.
So there they go into shoe stores and jewelry stores. And in fact, Helena probably does the thing where you stop by one of the actual nice jewelry stores and, you know, you look at various things on your wrist or your hand, but you don't buy a damn bit of it because it is...
Yes.
Diamonds are expensive.
Yes.
But my, are they sparkly.
At one point, she has at least like 6 rings on her hands. She's like, 10 Point, look! Sparkly!
10 Point, does not appreciate the meaning behind diamonds, but she can appreciate that. Wow, do they sparkle.
And as we montage our way through,
Yes.
eventually,
Sooner or later they will escape, armed with so many bags.
so many bags.
So many bags and a surprising amount of money left in their pockets, really.
Well,
I mean, compared to shopping with Aiden.
true. But alas, Helen doesn't have much money anyway.
That's okay. 10 Point has a surprising amount.
God damn it, 10 Point.
She won a bet once. She got over $500 for winning that bet.
Oh, damn.
And how often do you think she gets to spend money?
Well, you still owe me for a bet as well. Don't forget about that.
Never.
Yeah, you forgot.
I wouldn't do any such thing. Turns her chin up like I am above reproach. Meh.
But anyway, as the two return to Sept, carrying Lord only knows how many bags.
A lot. So many bags.
The outside of the RV, little picnic table, could basically turn into a car boot sale with how many bags, different items and such are then dumped on there.
So many. And 10 Point, all in all, looks very pleased with herself. She did the thing. This is more clothes in one shopping trip than she probably owned prior altogether.
See, we need to go shopping more often.
Should. I'll have to win more bets.
What? You did a bet?
Hmm?
What did you bet on?
Oh, back when Shinla was still here, he was given the position of tail singer. And Saoirse challenged. So, Murder Hobo started taking bets on who would win. Someone must have bet a lot of money. A lot of money. I bet a necklace. But in the end, I think Aiden and I are the only two who bet on Saoirse besides, I think Bites the Week might have bet on her as well. But everyone else bet against her, and she won. There was a lot of money. I think it's a lot. She kind of reaches down into her bag, pokes through. Not so much now. But it worked.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
But yes, sometimes when things like that on Sept happen, there will be someone who starts taking bets.
I don't know, I'm not really good at betting. Normally because I forget a lot, but...
Well, thankfully, it was pretty simple. I sent my bet with Aiden, and after the challenge was over, Murder Hobo came around and paid us out.
Huh. I mean... I just got a student loan, so...
Link?
The government gives me money to study.
Oh.
And, you know, now that my life expectancy is utterly grim, I know you're going to have to pay back, so why not, right?
There's kind of a blink and a shrug, because she's not wrong.
So,
You know?
you know.
Might as well. Enjoy the time you have.
See?
It's a hair ruffle. That was surprisingly fun.
Of course it was. She pulls out the black dress with the pink feathers. I can't wait to confuse the fuck out of Colin with this.
I think you will succeed. I think you will succeed very well.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
But now you're ready to go dancing.
Yeah.
As soon as I can catch Aiden and Jason again. There's a glance over towards the vague direction of the rock. You keep so busy.
She just shrugs.
But, just so you don't accuse me of forgetting again, we'll go fishing into the swag. And we'll, rifle a bit. And, finally look perplexed for a moment. I guess we will learn those later. I don't have any to hand you for practice. But she will eventually pull out a small vial of black liquid, tossing it over. Hold on to that as a reminder. We'll do a lesson. We can do it now if you like, but there is very much to put away.
So much.
She glances at the pile, glances at the RV, glances at the pile, glances at the RV. Where will you put it all?
Oh, I got places.
There's a pause, a brief moment of thought, and then a very sage nod of acceptance. Of course you do.
Exactly.
A wry bit of a grin.
The devilish grin appears. Like, yes, 10 point, yes. And, well, I don't have anything else.
Yep, I'm trying to think and kind of falling flat myself. So I suppose for now, with that outrageous shopping trip done, and a small mountain of various clothing items acquired, it is probably safe to say, thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. And we will see you next time on the Living World of Darkness. Rage across New York.